Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing good. Sorry, this one is a little late today. I had to deal with some stuff with my team. And I like to just send it out in the morning just so I can do these videos when I'm fresh. So day 3 is a carry-on from yesterday, which is all about consistency. And I've just done a little consistency audit. There's many more things that you can do around this. And I have to say that right now, my brand isn't totally consistent. So this is something that I will be implementing over the next few weeks as well internally. So I hope you're feeling good, that you now have your visual foundations. And this is about having consistency across all customer touch points. And that means where your customer interacts with your brand. We want to create a memorable brand experience. So brand experience is a totally other topic. If you're a service provider, and I'm going to do some other educational stuff about brand experience and how we can create amazing brand experiences for our audience. So brand consistency can help you to build brand authority, brand recognition, build trust, and then clearly and consistently communicate your message. And I've done a bit of a different integrate part here. In order for us to really understand the importance of consistency in our businesses and give us the kick up the bum that we might need to make sure that it is consistent, is if we put ourselves in our audience's shoes. So imagine a company or an individual that you interact with looks and sounds totally different on their socials, website, and newsletter. I'm sure you know a few. So there might be someone who is kind of in their copy being like, hell yeah, woo babe, really excited and jokey and upbeat, and yeah, that's their vibe. But then when you go to their website, it feels really flat and bland, and the way that the copy is written doesn't match up. It could be that on their socials, they're kind of very kind of matter of fact and educational and looking really, really smart in beautiful new branding. And then when you receive a newsletter, it doesn't have a logo on it, the colors aren't right, the fonts aren't right. So it's that consistent experience of your brand. So I want to imagine that you come across a brand like this. The visual branding looks different, the services don't match up, there's out-of-date events. And have a think about the below questions to really connect with how people may be seeing your brand. So ask yourself these questions. How does it make you feel about their brand when you do see this? Do you trust that they're a professional and are the person that will help you reach your goals? People are coming to us because they want to reach a goal. They want to fulfill an idea of what their life will look like. They want to feel a certain way. And they need to trust that we're the right person to help them get there. Is it clear what they do? And would you purchase from them when their offering is not clear? So you can do this as an audit on someone else's brand, or just think of a brand you might already know, or if you were looking at your own brand. This is actually quite a good thing for you to do on your own. Look at your own brand from an outsider's perspective and answer all these questions. So once you've done that, you'll probably be like, okay, yeah, it's really fucking important for me to be consistent. And here is your consistency audit. So there are a few steps. I recommend doing this every few months. It's going to be something that I'm going to be implementing into my workflow once I've done the rebrand, and my team is going to be keeping an eye on this. So start by listing all the places where your brand is seen. Social media platforms, design templates, website, newsletter, surveys, everything. Make a list and then get them all up on different tabs. Okay. Here are just a few things you can do. When I make the course, I think I'm going to make it more of a well-rounded consistency audit. But okay, make sure all your fonts and colors are using the same way. Use the work we did in phase 2 and update everything so it follows the same rules. Put your logo and brand name on all of your platforms or touch points. And this means on everything, not just on top of your website. And even if your logo isn't present on all your social posts, make sure that you have your handle on the bottom right-hand corner. Make sure that it's the same logo and that you're not using, some designers will give you like loads of different logos and not really show you where to use them. Just make sure that you're being consistent with how you use them. This is a really broad one, right? And it will take much more work around understanding what your brand personality is, connecting deeply with your audience, developing your brand's point of view and message before you can truly audit this. But look at everything and think about, are you saying the same thing in the same way? Are who you are as a business owner and what your business stands for, is that shining through? Are there any conflicting messages that cause confusion? I always find that my messaging is constantly evolving and changing. And I looked at my website and my socials the other day, and like the bio didn't really match up with what I was saying on the site, and that didn't make sense for me. I'm yet to implement proper sequences and funnels in my business, but I will be doing that this year. So if you do have that already, again, just making sure that all those sequences and funnels are working. Check for any old date references and get rid. This is a bugbear of mine. And I have been, guilty of this. Like, I was looking at OBMs recently, and she said she was booking in October, but she was actually booking in January, and the services guide was from like last quarter, and I was like, that's just sloppy. It makes you look like you forgot to clean the corners of your house. You can have old projects, old events, if you're intentionally showing proof of what you've done. My worst as well is when people have loads of links in bio and all of them are expired. It just looks like, why have you not taken that down? So yeah, that's a really important one. This is a broader one, which I think is super important, is just making sure that your email addresses, website names, newsletter sign-offs are all consistent. If your Instagram name is your name, like the old school, like, do you remember when we always used to have like those Hotmail email addresses with just like hilarious names? Same with email as well. But your new brand name is like the Motion Method. It's going to bring confusion, and it's going to make people question, okay, so who are they? So make sure that they all align. This is another thing that's really important. Make sure that all your products and services match up. Check your website, Instagram, services guide, etc., and make sure all your services are actually available. And if you have something that you're not booking for right now, hide it. This is something I have to do, actually. I have to update my highlights in my Instagram because they're super old. These are all things that can take time, but once you have templates and systems in place, they will become easier. So yeah, you're one step closer to having that consistent brand that will help you build trust and recognition. And actually tomorrow we're doing customer journeys. It's basically a customer journey audit, which is another thing that you can do all the time or monthly. Customer journey, again, is a bigger, wider piece. I think like customer experience and customer journey is something that I'll create some education on together. But anyway, I hope this was useful. Again, any questions, please let me know. I've only had a few people interacting with me. If you're withholding and you are completing this challenge, please message me, ask me any questions. You can email me if it's better for you. You don't have to DM. Don't be shy. Like, make the most out of having this time with me over the next week. See you for day 4 tomorrow.